Hey guys, this is Amit and you are watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Poco M3 Pro versus Samsung Galaxy M31. And we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, M3 Pro have triple camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. Whereas M31 also comes with quad camera setup, 64 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 5 megapixel of macro camera and 5 megapixel of depth sensor. So the winner here is M31 because it have quad camera setup which have ultra wide camera. And about the front camera of the devices, M3 Pro have 8 megapixel of wide camera, whereas M31 have 32 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is M31 because of 20 megapixel of wide camera it have. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. M3 Pro have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas M31 have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in their devices, M3 Pro can shoot Full HD video max at 30 fps, M31 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 30 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization because it can record in 4K and it have gyro electronic image stabilization. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. M3 Pro have Android 11 support. On the other side, M31 have Android 11 support too. So it's a tie. And about the user interface of the devices, M3 Pro have MIUI specially designed for Poco, whereas M31 have One UI. So it's a tie here because both of the user interface have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. M3 Pro is powered by Dimensity 700 5G based on 7nm processor, whereas M31 is powered by Exynos 9611 based on 8nm processor. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have a faster processing speed. And about the GPU of the devices, M3 Pro is packed with Mali G57, whereas M31 is packed with Mali G72. So the winner here is M3 because it can give you more FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. M3 Pro can clock at 2.2 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset, whereas M31 can clock at 2.3 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset. So the winner here is M31 because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, M3 have 4 and 6 GB of RAM variant, whereas M31 have 6 and 8 GB of RAM variants. So clearly the winner here is M31 because it have high capacity of RAM. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. M3 Pro comes with two storage options, 64 and 128, whereas M31 have only 128 GB of storage option. So clearly it's a tie here because both of the devices have same read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, M3 Pro have dedicated card slot option, whereas the M31 also have, so it's a tie. Moving to the display features of the devices, let's start with the display size of the devices. M3 Pro have 6.5 inches of display, in the other side M31 have 6.4 inches of display. So I will call it a tie because both of the devices have approx the same display size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, M3 Pro have approx 83.7%, whereas M31 have 84.1%. So again it's a tie because both of the devices have approx the same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. M3 Pro comes with Full HD plus display. In the other hand, M31 also have Full HD plus display. So it's a tie. And about the display type of the devices, M3 Pro have IPS LCD display having 90Hz of refresh rate and M31 have Super AMOLED display. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have 90Hz of refresh rate which can give you smooth transition in playing games. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. M3 Pro have 8.9 mm of thickness, whereas M31 also have 8.9 mm of thickness. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same thickness. Talking about the weight of the devices, M3 Pro comes with 190 grams of weight, whereas M31 have 191 grams of weight. So again it's a tie because both of the devices have same body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, M3 Pro have Gorilla Glass 3, whereas M31 have Gorilla Glass 3. So again it's a tie because both of the devices can give you same protection. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. M3 Pro have plastic back with plastic frame, whereas M31 have plastic back with plastic frame. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices, let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. M3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner. In the other side, M31 have rear mounted fingerprint scanner. So I will call it a tie because it's up to you which side you prefer, it's up to you. And about the sensors in the devices, M3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope. And about the sensors in the devices, M3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas M31 also have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass. So again, it's a tie. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. M3 Pro have 5000 mAh of battery capacity, whereas M31 also have 6000 mAh of battery capacity. So clearly the winner here is M31 because it have bigger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. M3 Pro have 18 watts of fast charging, whereas M31 have 15 watts of fast charging. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it can charge up your device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. M3 Pro comes with normal speakers, whereas M31 also have normal speakers. So it's a tie here. And about the headphone jack of the devices, M3 Pro have 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas M31 also have. So it's a tie. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot. So it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, M3 Pro have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth, whereas M31 have 5th generation of Bluetooth. Because of older generation M31 have, M3 Pro is the winner here. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. M3 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS, whereas M31 have AGPS, GLONASS and BDS. So clearly the winner here is M3 Pro because it have Galileo sensor. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, M3 Pro comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector, whereas M31 also have 2nd gen of Type-C connector. So it's a tie. Moving to the price of the devices. In the international market, price of M3 Pro is around $180, whereas M31 is available from $250. In the Indian market, M3 have starting range from 16,000 rupees and M31 is available from 15,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera the winner is M31, in the performance the winner is M3 Pro, in the display the winner is M3 Pro, in the body segment it's a tie, in the features of the device the winner is M31, in the communication chips it's a tie, and about the prices the winner is M3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what you thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.